Hello everyone. Today I wanted to do a health video and it's about belly fat. So in America it's very typical to see people with a lot of belly fat. Those big bellies are sticking out, a lot of fat around the middle area. And that is actually very toxic and dangerous. And so I want to go over the causes of that and ways that you can correct that. Very, very important. It's sort of almost standard here in America, but it's not okay. And you see it even a lot of children these days. It's just getting worse and worse. And I always tell everyone in my office, I can't change the system that we have here, but I teach people how to stay out of the system, but you actually have to apply it. That's the hard part, especially with diet and what you're eating, putting in your mouth. I have the hardest time getting people to change that or staying away from things that you just have no business ever consuming. And I have even offered a 30-day healing food cleanse, and not many people sign up because, like I said, that's the hardest part to change. People want their junk food, they want their addictions, and they don't want to give them up even for 30 days. But if you could give that up for 30 days, then maybe you could do it for 60 days, 90 days, and even longer. But causes of the big belly, one can be chronic stress. If you let stress go unchecked for too long, that causes a lot of cortisol and can cause you to bloat out as well. Fatty liver is a big one today, and oftentimes it has nothing to do with alcohol. It's eating a lot of processed foods, loads of sugar, Red Bulls, energy drinks, all that junk that harms your liver and causes fatty liver. You can't lose weight when you have fatty liver, and you're always going to have a lot of belly fat. Seed oils, loads of sugar, grains, processed foods, and insulin resistance, which is a lot of people today. And you can start becoming insulin resistant way before your A1C gets too high. And so a fasting insulin resistant test is very accurate, and I would suggest getting that more than just a glucose test or A1C test. And you want your fasting insulin to be between about a 3 and a 7 for optimal. The medical ranges are under 18, but once you start hitting 10 or above, you're already becoming insulin resistant. You're probably going to start already developing some of that fat around the belly area. And that is very toxic fat, and it can make you more susceptible to heart attacks, heart disease, diabetes, autoimmune. So it's not normal. Just because the majority of people are walking around like this doesn't make it normal. And trying to lose weight the wrong ways without really focusing on nutrition and health, that's not normal. We try to make that stuff normal in America. They call it medical weight loss with all those injections, Ozempic, Wegovy. They do the commercials with the singing and make it look so beautiful. It's such a scam. It's just a big money maker, and it's just taking advantage of the people that are desperate and want the quick fixes. It has nothing to do with health, and long-term just makes your body sicker. So anyways, the biggest thing, you have to change your diet. There's no getting around it. Of course, in the beginning, that's going to be hard. You're going to suffer because you want your addictions, but you suffer long enough, you will be set free. Or you can keep suffering, giving into your addictions, and you will always be imprisoned. So you want to really lower your carbs for about 3 months, like Healthy Keto, Dr. Berg, Dr. Axe, AXE. They are very good resources for doing keto right. I always say for about 3 months. I don't like any of those diets long term. So about 3 months, that would be so beneficial, just getting your carbs really low, and you're eating a lot of veggies because they have good fiber, but you're not eating all the grains, the breads, the desserts, the sugary drinks, and those are what cause insulin resistance. And lack of exercise too, right? You also have to exercise. And when I say exercise, I don't mean going for a little walk. You're sweating, you're getting your heart rate up, you're putting stress on your muscles, your bones to make them respond for you so they can get stronger and better over time, teaching your body to be resilient and strong, and it makes a big difference. Okay, also avoid artificial sweeteners or sugar alcohols. Avoid anything sugar-free. That can also cause fatty liver because anything artificial is harmful to your liver. So that's not okay either. Now, stevia in the raw is okay. That's not artificial, and it doesn't spike your glucose. So make sure if you do want something sweet, but you don't want to have all the sugar, choose stevia, but pure stevia. Make sure there's not other ingredients added to that. You also want to intermittent fast where you're not eating late at night and you're finishing dinner early, and then you're fasting, I'd say at least 14 to 18 hours in between dinner and your first meal the next day. Makes a big difference because that's when your body can go in and heal and repair, detoxify, doesn't have to focus on digestion. And then once you get used to that, then you want to try to incorporate a 24-hour fast 1 day a week. So you don't eat for 24 hours, but you are staying hydrated. You can use some Celtic salt to help with that as well because you don't want to get low in the sodium. And then fermented vegetables are really beneficial for your gut. So like wild brine, raw sauerkraut is excellent. Raw beetroot is excellent, and just getting a lot of probiotics. Raw kefir is great too, like goat's kefir, A2 kefir. And then a lot of people with the guts, they have a lot of bad bacteria in their gut, a lot of yeast and sugar overgrowth in their gut. And so we want to eliminate all the bad stuff in there. So sometimes I'll use like a garlic cayenne or berberine. Those are really good at eliminating the bad bacteria. We'll use that for a while. Candida Balance is excellent by Global Healing Center. I will also use a tea that you can make from the inner bark of the white oak tree. And most people have resistant forms of candida and sugar overgrowth. They've been there a long time, and they create biofilms to protect themselves. And so we have to use biofilm disruptors to break through those protective coatings to get into the fungal yeast colonies. And that can help you lose weight naturally and bring that gut down. So you have to work at it, but eventually, like for me, it becomes a lifestyle and it's just a part of who you are. In the beginning, you might have to think about it more and it might be a little bit more work, but it's always worth it. And just know that if you do have a big belly or a lot of fat around your belly, there's something wrong and you are not metabolically healthy, and you do need to try to correct that for your life and your health and your well-being. All right, so at the end of this video, I will show you some examples of the supplements I mentioned and some things that you can do. But number one, change your diet, stay out of that system of horrible, horrible foods that aren't really food.